Good morning, hello, welcome everyone. Tuesday 25th August, 8 a.m, first movement slack of the day. This is the bit where I'm all alone, speaking to a tiny device perched on the stairs. So hopefully any minute soon someone will arrive to join me to make me feel a little bit more comfortable with the situation. And indeed someone has arrived. So hello person number one, because until you send me a comment, you're just a number. Sorry to say. So please say hello. Let us know where you are, who you are and where you are. And if it's your first time in, just scroll down to the comments, have a little swipe, just type in, hello, my name is from wherever. I can see my mum's watching, but she hasn't actually said hello. Anyway, this is the preamble, the pre-broadcast broadcast. So I must say hello to the catch-uppers or the late replayers. Have a great catch-up. You know what to do. Just give us the nod. Let us know. We send you the tick. Job done. You're here with us, really, just not in the moment. That don't matter. For now, my comments are working, people are arriving, so I need to go and be sociable to say hello to my mum. All right, mum, are you missing me? How's that bathroom? Hello, Deb. Deb Lawrence is in. Thanks for the comment, Deb and mum. And Di Ross Rocket's in. Believe it or not, she's, it's me. You're in, Di. You're not running in late or looking after grandchildren or gone shopping. First time, I'm first in. Powered in there, Jane. Excellent job. Love that, love that. Oh, no, I'm not. Yeah, the funny thing is, Jane, I think we all see things at slightly different times, perhaps. So, yeah, I don't think you were first, I'm sorry. Brackets, it don't matter, because you're definitely top three, Jane. Definitely top three. Francis, hello, Bristol's in. I think it was Di. Let's not include my mum because she's family. Sorry, mum, but you know there's too many other perks for you. I paint your bathroom. I think we had Jane, I think we had Diane, I think we had Francis. Hello, Chris, Miss P's in. Come on, everyone. How are you all? What's going on? What's gone down already this morning before 8 o'clock? Anything? Is it bin day? Have you been shopping already? Did you drop the car off for a service? Have you had to go and pick someone up and take them somewhere? What's been going on? The preamble really is much more interesting when it's about you and not what's in my head. What are you telling us, Super G? Bright and warm, including babe. I've had a few peals of thunder. That's an interesting word. Peals of thunder. Did you successfully buy underwear with your wife yesterday, Super G? I was just having a scroll back through yesterday's conversations. I was out and about yesterday, so I struggled to catch up with stuff. But like you all at some point, I am a catcher-upper and a late replayer. Hello, Carol. Carol's in, morning all from wet Bedfordshire. Is it just you, Carol, from that collective? It's Dreich here in Crianlarich. Thanks for that, Dawn. Lovely pickets, lovely pictures of your rocket and lettuce yesterday. You're all busy with the produce, aren't you? Too wet and windy to go for an early walk. Can I have a timekeeper today? I didn't bring my watch down with me. And I think it's about a minute, but give me a kick to move me on if I start to over-egg it. All right, G from the PTP. All right, Wendy, not from a pleasant pheasant country. Bit of rain going on, it seems. Someone give me an idea, make pesto. Giving me an idea, yeah, pesto's good. I'm pretty good at pesto. Pine nuts. Rough weather in Penzance, looking forward to loosening up in a minute. Great, let's get you in the zone then. So this first morning movement snack is like a really critical one, isn't it? We've all been horizontal, sleeping or trying to, if you haven't got a cat that's been waking you up every hour. So everything's all a bit sleepy, it's all been a bit rested. The rest is good, of course. All right, CJ, Powers is in. Rest is good, but we need to balance that up with some quality movement. That's what we're in the business of. Gradually waking up the body so it can serve you well for the day. Hello, AD. AD's on holiday in Somerset. Raining in London. Saskia, you have been in before, Saskia, but I haven't seen your name there for a very long time. So great to have you back. Thank you, Super G. On a 60-second countdown, Bolton's in. Oh, can you see? I get all excited and I start quicker as I can see the last 60 seconds approaching. It's a strange kind of thing, it is, when you all start chatting to us. We love it, we love it, we love it. Came in the middle of this and thought you were talking about Sputniks. Oh, crikey, Susanna, help me out. Help me out, what did I say? You know what I'm like in these movement snacks? I don't know what I've said 60 seconds before. Brain goes on autopilot. It just launches into stuff. Sometimes I have a bit of a worry when I go to check back to see what I've just said. Usually on catch-up. You're a catcher-upper, come live today, Saskia. Great to have you. Thank you, thank you. All right, Maddie, Dagenham's in. Right, George, just give me the big 8-0. Ready, steady? Did you see that transition? 3, 2, 1. Good morning. My name's Bex Townley from Later Life Training. Still. We're still here. Rocket. Rucola, maybe I should say, Susanna. Come on, think about your position, please. Sit or stand, you choose. If it's the first time you've had a look at this movement snacking thing, have a look, maybe have a listen, join in with any movements that you feel comfortable with. Go back on the replay, progress from sit to stand, remain in sit, work on the stuff you want to work on. Come on. We start every one with a circulation boost, the biggest favour you could give to your circulatory system today, arguably. Can you see me? Everything's in. Now, usually in the 8 a.m. we wear socks, just so we can have an even more focus on the toes. But as you can see, I've got a hard floor, so didn't really want to come in socks on the hard floor for reasons of safety and comfort. But if you are in your slippers or you are in your socks, extra thought to toes, please. I'll give you some prompts on that. Standing options, external support, fixed, stable, solid, about hip height is right. I also have a wall here. Use these external supports to give you more confidence, to stand taller and move more freely. These morning movement snacks aren't about balance, they're about mobility. So weight across both feet, gap between, lift and lengthen. Make the most of this big supporting part here. Shoulder blades back and relaxed and down. Let's get the old Circ Boost going. So we call this the old Circ Boost. It literally cranks up the body, cranks up the circulatory system. And in my head, because you know what my head's like by now, I'm imagining when you used to start a car in the olden days with one of those cranky things. I don't know what they were called, someone will tell me. It's a bit like that. And it may take a while for your body to lift out of that rested state and into the more active state. And we can physically help that process by giving it a chance. And that's what all this is about. Loads of focus on ankles, feet and toes. We need these for walking if you're going to be in standing activities. We need the trunk and we need the shoulders. All these body parts work together. So in these movement snacks, we can focus on each individual element and then how they all come together in harmony, just to enhance every movement of activity of daily living we do. Keep going on the stand options. Don't neglect what's happening in the middle. If you're feeling you're getting a bit slinky and slumpy, do something about that. Think about your buckets and blades. We've talked about that before. Here's the seated options if you haven't already. Back of chair, if you have no intention of progressing to stand, lift tall out of the chair, make the most of the centre here, and then really start to focus on maintaining that trunk position and then bringing in this rhythmical arm march. So obviously arms have smaller muscle groups than legs, but the progressive, gradual nature of this rhythmical movement will serve the same process of boosting the circulatory system. If you do have intention and are going to progress to stand, can I suggest, could I plant the seed of a hip walk? Lift and shift, lift and shift. This position will make it easier to stand over time. Heels back and down a little bit, and we can still skill up, we can still involve purposefully the ankles, feet and toes and legs in seated positions. There'll be a whole load of reasons why you'll choose and select, but it is your choice to select that. Take up more support if you can, progress that. Can you see how I'm really lifting up the heels and the toes up last? I'm trying to make the most of my ankles, feet and toes, especially if I'm looking to progress to stand. It's a couple of minutes and it's gradual and it's your pace. So when I stop and ramble to you, keep going at your pace. And quite often, if I stop moving or the person you're watching stops moving, sometimes it's easier for you to find your own rhythm. So that's why periodically I have a bit of a stop. How does that feel for you? Are you making the most of those moving parts? Have you got this active centre? And when you do take a pause in sit or stand, how do you feel? The aim is to leave you feeling with a need to take a couple of deeper breaths. So we're not out of breath, and we're certainly not exhausted or gasping for breath. But we can get a bit deeper, dig a bit deeper into those lungs and really utilise more of that lung space to get more of that blood out to feed all the muscles and the moving parts that we're about to focus on. All right, top trio, ready? Top end first. If you're in seated, lift and lengthen high up on the sit bones. And let's start the shoulder movements. If you're in stand, you might want to have support in front for these or on a wall. That can really help maintain that upright position. In the meantime, I'm going to come a bit closer here. All right, we want to make the most of this movement. A couple of options here in this baseline of the trio. Rhythmical graded raise and lower of shoulders. If you're passing by a mirror today, maybe have a glance at yourself and just see what's going on with the shoulder levels. Are they equal? Have you got as much range in both? Are you comfortable to progress to the fuller circle action here? And this one brings in more activity. There, I can get my elbows back much more and we can bring in those the movement of that shoulder blades. That, them, those. So these shoulder blades, the whole shoulder girdle is such a critical one to involve. Every activity of daily living is going to require something of shoulders. Lift, grab, reach, turn, for example. Quality over quantity. Here's the next one. I'm going to go for head turns here. This is where I give you my Vogue platform, just to demonstrate that the chin doesn't dip or rise, so it remains level with the floor. We want to really just specifically think about that head turn position. And can you see I pause in the middle, re-establish that trunk position and support, and it's slow and it's graded, and I'm in control of every bit of that by removing pace, speed and momentum. And you may feel that you kind of don't quite go as far on one side as you do the other. This is usual, we can work on it. Any head movement is going to challenge balance. So if you are in stand, you might want to take up a bit of support on that one. Our ears and our vestibular system in there somewhere greatly impacts on our balance. So that's why head movements can impact on how confident we feel in stand. How did that feel for you? Here's the third one of the top end. It's this one. I show one face on first just to see that actually, again, the level of the chin and my ears don't change, do they? But when I turn side in the profile, you can see really what's happening, I hope. So if you watch my neck position and the head there. Now, if you can imagine habitually, because of all the tasks we do and how we spend our life, our head position and our posture, we know, changes over time for loads of reasons. So all of these shoulder mobility, shoulder girdle, posture with the head and neck all work together to try to optimize that upright posture. So this eases back. The sensation is that imagine you have a pillow in the back of your head and you're just easing into that pillow. kind of giving yourself a double chin. The fact that you're doing these every morning and have been for 5 months, you know, these little changes will happen because of the frequency of which you've been doing them. So we're not only physically changing stuff, but we're psychologically learning as well how to optimize our stand and our head position. Let's put in a Circ Boost. So the whole purpose of the morning movement snack is to get us ready for the day. So this second bout of Circ Boost gives us another injection of good old blood supply to all the moving parts, even more focus down here, or you may prefer to be still and focus on upper body. Slow it down but make it bigger, and add an extra bit of turn. Same in sit as well. Lift, lift, lift. If you feel a bit squashed and slumped, take a pause, have a rest, grow again. So these arm and these leg movements, we want to work on a really strong supported centre. We're on the trunk trio. Any turn of the trunk or turn of the head may challenge your balance. So use this external support if you need. Have it to the front, wall is a good one. And we're going to take the wide step. Remember, think about this wider base of support. It gives us a stronger anchor to anchor the bottom bit and move the top bit. So weight is even, I've got knees a little bit bent, so you'll feel activity here in the thighs also. My bucket or my pelvis area is strong and solid here, and I'm going to take a side bend into the support first. If you have any concerns with balance, you might want to change your support to over there to go down. If you're confident in this big wide base of support, you might want to just leave the hands out of it. It's all about what's happening here in the trunk. And in sit position, it's the same. But the difference is the anchor is the buttocks. Lift, 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 lift. So as I take the bend, I don't have any shift in weight, so I have even weight across buttocks. Lots of options here in sit. If you have arms of chair, you might want to add that as a bit of support. Have a pause in the middle, and we alternate these to go the other way. You should feel the same amount of effort with the bend and the return. If you feel that you need a bit of support to push you back, maybe make that range of motion a little bit smaller so that you feel you have control over all of it. And over time, as you get a little bit more support structure to be stronger here in the centre, this movement will become easier. All right, here's the second one of the trunk. All these movements work together in daily life. Wide base. Here is the turn. There. Again, using external support. This is the one where the hips are not invited to the party, because we're trying to increase and gain and improve this turning action required for, there's a big list, mobilising in bed, washing, dressing, showering, getting in and out of cars, getting on the seat belt. This trunk action, this trunk activity is everywhere in your daily life. There it is. All right, third one of the trio. It's the Hey Big Extender. This popped into my head yesterday and it hasn't left, and Kels and I had a bit of a laugh about it yesterday. So the Hey Big Extender is the back extension, and it counteracts all of the bendy flexy stuff. So stand or sit, come up to upright posture, and then we add that extra big extender at the top end. Can you see? Hips stay firm, there, and release. Now again, there should be no weight shift across the feet, because my anchor is really solid, and even when I take this extension, there's no weight shift at all. Same in seated. Lift and lengthen, come from a relaxed position, grow taller. It may feel that this upright posture is enough for you, and that may feel like that is your extension. That's okay. And over time, add that extra bit. Keep the gaze forward on that, right? So it's all about mid and upper back, helping to improve that upright posture. And a really great one to crowbar in if you've been bent over in the day, be that at a desk, at a sink, at a computer in the garden. We instinctively want to do a bit of that, don't we? If in fact you do want to put the hands there, that can offer a bit more of a guide. Okay, that's top trio, middle trio. We're down on ankles, feet and toes. If legs, lower limb, not on your radar, go through those two again. For now, I'm going to run through the ankles, feet and toe movements. If in seated, have a hip walk back. Got two options here. Maintain the length through the centre, pick up the foot. Now have a look at that. Can you see that it's fairly low to the ground? This is important. It will enable you to move the ankle more. If the leg is too straight, it might restrict you a bit. We want a really specific point and flex, not just a wiggle. Let's really think about, I trust you movement snackers, specificity here. This is fundamentally how the ankle moves as we walk. For sure, it needs lots of other ranges of motion, but in this movement snack, in this moment, we're focusing on point and flex, dorsiflex, plantar flex. Take a change, and in your shoes, in your slippers, some Mexican waves in the toes as well. Toes are so critical with balance and walking and power activities in standing. So involve them in your shoes as well. Here's another option for sit. That can bring in the hip a little bit more. Take up some extra support here. So I can go for my, my heel toe action, but as you can see, I'm bringing the hip in here as well. Depending how tall you are, depending on the chair height, this may feel a bit squeezed. That said, we still do need a little bit of knee lift to be able to mobilise in and out of chairs, but the focus here is ankles. You may want to rest after each one if you feel a bit of fatigue here in the middle. Quality over quantity. If this one is restricting your ankle movement, take the one before. Now in stand, more options. We're not going to get that hip restriction because we're straightened up. We're not in a bend, but you may feel it challenges your balance. So do take external support. Don't want your balance challenged. We're after optimizing the ankle movement. And can you see here, I've got my knee and my hip involved. This is how we walk. The thing missing from this one is toes. So when you've done 3 or 4 of those, you might want to just crowbar in some extra heel raises to leave the ball of the foot behind. Can you see that? Here's the other one. You might want to do one and then pause. Loads of work going on here in that supporting leg. So if you feel really reliant on the external support, just break it down, do one, re-establish, go again. So we can start to really improve the supporting leg here as well, rather than relying on the support. So if you can't string all 5 together, that's okay, just take them one at a time. And then finally, let's bring it all together in stand. Let's bring in all of that trunk support, all of that upper back, shoulder posture, head position, all of that stuff we've just done, bring it into a functional stride. This is how it all works together for walking, for example. And then just to say, have a lovely day. Let's come into a final hug, a little bit more extension and squeeze through the upper back. You can get some grip going there. Give yourself a good old squeeze. We've pretty much moved everything. I think we've moved everything. It's all in there somewhere. Go around again if you don't believe me. All right, that's it. What am I saying? I'm saying goodbye. Tomorrow is Wednesday. You got Chaos on a double whammy today. Dave's busy working. We're all getting back into work routines, but never fear. We are here. Chaos at 12, Chaos at 4. I'll see you tomorrow at 8. Keep on moving. That's your first one in the bag. Give yourself a big tick. See you tomorrow. Bye, folks.